What's up, you guys? Welcome back to V.S.O.P Sports Radio, where we only drink the finest of V.S.O.P cognac. I'm your host, Ryan, and today we are talking about moves that the San Antonio Spurs can make that'll not only make history, but it'll set the NBA world on fire. Now, before we do that, if you guys can do me a huge favor and hit that like and subscribe button, because my philosophy is if you enjoy the vibe, why not like and subscribe? Now, let's get into it. The San Antonio Spurs have an opportunity to turn what is a franchise rebuild to take that from its first steps towards its last steps. Okay. This off season, this past season, the San Antonio Spurs have had Wembanyama, who has been a great pickup for the organization. Now, of course, the team only won about 14 games this season because, with any superstar first overall pick, you're going to the worst team in the league. Now, Wembanyama has had some amazing games. He's had some amazing highlights. He's a front runner for Defensive Player of the Year and Rookie of the Year in the same season. And now what the Spurs can do this offseason, especially since they have they're going to have a pretty decent draft pick because they're going to be a lottery team again. What they can do, okay, is as you see over my left shoulder, they can assemble a roster that will not only give the San Antonio organization a spark and a jolt. These moves can attract some key free agents that can possibly take them into another championship run. First, this up and coming off season, Bronny James is eligible for the NBA draft. And now LeBron has been on record saying he wants to make history and play either on the same team or against, but more than likely he wants to play. That's the reason why he's still hanging around the NBA. He wants to play with his son. Okay. And Bronny, unfortunately, this past season had a situation that had cardiac arrest and everything. And he didn't have a great season at USC. But when you look at what the Spurs can do just in terms of bringing him aboard with an already young team, I don't see why the Spurs would not draft Bronny James to be coached by Greg Popovich. Now, because LeBron has said that he plans on playing with Bronny, this can set up the Spurs organization to get Bronny James and LeBron James to play alongside Victor Wembanyama. But it doesn't stop there. Chris Paul, one of the elite point guards the NBA has ever seen, has been in limbo. He went to the Golden State Warriors and he appeared to play uninspired basketball. Chris Paul has always been a starter, has been a stud, but by him going to the Golden State Warriors, it's almost like they zapped a year out of his NBA career, just drained him. He didn't make the playoffs, and he was coming off the bench. Now, when you look at a team like the Spurs, you see a spot that Chris Paul can go. He can be the general again. He can, play inspired basketball, be appreciated by the fan base. Okay. And if you're the Spurs, you say, you know what? We draft Bronny, let him learn the essence of being a point guard from one of the best to ever do it in Chris Paul. Okay. And, this first season, he can play alongside Chris Paul at the two, just so, he can kind of, work on his attack game, right? You got CP at the one, Bronny at the two, or coming off the bench, whatever works. You got LeBron at the three or the four, and then you got Wembanyama. And this is going to open up the floodgates for other players who want to come. It reminds me of when LeBron and them went to the Heat, and everybody jumped aboard the train. Everybody wanted to be there. This would not only would it take the Spurs from being irrelevant right now, but it'll put them right back in the front, and in front of the glitz and the glamour and of the cameras and everything like that. And it gives Wembanyama an opportunity to really flourish. It gives Bronny a chance to come in and learn. It gives CP a chance to play inspired, meaningful basketball again, and it gives LeBron James an opportunity to play alongside his son and one of his best friends. Somebody he's never had a chance to play with. And at the end of the day, they're all coached by Greg Popovich. If this doesn't sound like a situation that the not only would the San Antonio Spurs love to see, but I think NBA fans in general would really love to see this. So you guys let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think I'm smoking on that ooh wee? Or do you think this is actually a really good opportunity and a really good thing to see? Anyway, I'll catch you guys next time here at V.S.O.P Sports Radio. Peace.